The Draconian fleet emerged from hyperspace, a vast and terrifying armada that eclipsed the stars above Earth. These warships, their jagged black hulls glinting with the cold menace of alien engineering, were harbingers of doom for countless civilizations. The galaxy knew them as conquerors, their arrival always marking the beginning of another species' subjugation. To the Draconians, Earth was just another speck of dust, a primitive planet ripe for plunder. From orbit, they scanned the planet's defenses, their sophisticated systems quickly categorizing Earth's technology as rudimentary. No planetary shield, no interstellar fleets, no weapons that could even scratch the surface of a Draconian dreadnought. It was laughable. The fleet's commander, a towering reptilian with scales like tempered steel, sneered as he addressed Earth's inhabitants through a global broadcast. His voice, translated into countless languages, dripped with contempt. "Humans," he began, his tone a mix of boredom and disdain. "We offer you the mercy of surrender. Kneel before the Draconian Empire, and we shall spare your lives. Resist, and your annihilation will serve as a warning to the galaxy." The ultimatum was clear, and the fleet began a countdown. Earth had 24 hours to comply or face extinction. On the ground, chaos erupted. World leaders convened in hastily assembled meetings, their faces etched with fear. Civilians watched the sky in terror, some praying, others despairing. The Draconian fleet loomed above, an indomitable force poised to strike. In their war room aboard the flagship, the Draconians observed Earth with cold efficiency. They analyzed its cities, infrastructure, and population density, preparing to execute a swift and devastating attack if no surrender was forthcoming. To them, this was routine, a planetfall operation they had performed countless times before. Victory was inevitable. Resistance, if any, would be futile. But Earth did not surrender. As the countdown ticked away, a silence fell over the planet. There were no desperate pleas for mercy, no transmissions of capitulation. Instead, Earth's response was a deafening quiet that unsettled even the seasoned Draconian officers. The commander, growing impatient, ordered the fleet to prepare for an assault. He would crush this defiance quickly and make an example of humanity. As the final moments of the countdown elapsed, the Draconian fleet began its approach. Their warships descended through the atmosphere, their engines roaring like thunder. The skies darkened, and the air itself seemed to tremble under the weight of their presence. The Draconians expected panic, chaos, and the futile resistance of a broken species. Instead, they encountered something else entirely. Earth was not the helpless prey they had assumed it to be. Hidden beneath the surface of humanity's fear was a defiance born of desperation, creativity, and an unyielding will to survive. The stage was set, and the Draconian Empire, for all its power and arrogance, was about to learn that there were forces in the galaxy far more dangerous than they could ever imagine. Earth was ready, and its response would shake the galaxy to its core. The Draconian fleet's approach was met not with fear but with silence, a silence that concealed humanity's frantic preparations. On the surface, Earth appeared unarmed and vulnerable, but beneath the facade, humanity was rallying every ounce of ingenuity, creativity, and resourcefulness it could muster. The world's governments, previously fractured by divisions, united with astonishing speed. Scientists, engineers, and strategists pooled their knowledge, working around the clock to craft a plan that could exploit the one thing humans excelled at: thinking outside the box. Traditional warfare was out of the question. Humanity's weapons were no match for the Draconian arsenal, so Earth turned to unconventional tactics. Teams of engineers devised makeshift EMP devices capable of disabling electronic systems, while hackers worked tirelessly to infiltrate the Draconian fleet's communications. Every aspect of Earth's environment, its atmosphere, magnetic field, and even its oceans, was scrutinized for potential use as a weapon. The Draconians descended, confident in their superiority, and unleashed their first wave of strikes. Energy beams scorched the Earth, targeting key cities and military installations. Yet, to their surprise, their weapons systems began to falter. Power fluctuations rippled through their fleet as Earth's improvised EMP bursts struck with precision. Ships that should have been impervious to such crude technology found themselves disabled, their sleek, unassailable designs suddenly useless against humanity's chaotic ingenuity. On the ground, resistance forces coordinated daring strikes. Fighter jets armed with jury-rigged explosives targeted the weaker points of Draconian ships, while ground units deployed a mixture of old-world artillery and new-age tactics. Civilians joined the effort, their creativity turning even the most mundane tools into weapons of survival. Highways became traps, bridges, collapsible ambush points. Humanity turned the very infrastructure of its planet into a battlefield. The Draconians, accustomed to predictable enemies, were unprepared for such erratic defiance. Their systems, designed to counter technologically advanced foes, were overwhelmed by Earth's relentless, unpredictable attacks. Entire ships went offline as their systems succumbed to cyber intrusions. Troops deployed on the ground found themselves mired in unfamiliar terrain, their advanced armor and weapons useless against the relentless ingenuity of human forces. But the most significant blow came from the planet itself. Earth's magnetic field, harnessed through a desperate gamble by scientists, was turned into a weapon. Giant superconducting facilities redirected the field's energy, creating bursts that disrupted the Draconians' navigation and communication systems. Their ships, unable to orient themselves, collided or drifted helplessly. The fleet was unraveling, and the once mighty Draconian Empire faced humiliation at the hands of a species they had dismissed as primitive. By the time the first Draconian ship fell to Earth, the tide had turned. For every strike the fleet launched, humanity responded with ingenuity and tenacity that left even the most battle-hardened invaders stunned. The Draconians had anticipated an easy conquest. Instead, they found themselves in the fight of their lives against a species that refused to bow. The battle was far from over, but one thing was clear: Earth was not a prize to be taken. It was a crucible, and its fire was consuming the invaders piece by piece. As the battle raged on, the Draconian fleet's confidence gave way to unease. Ships that once seemed invincible began to falter, their systems failing without apparent cause. What had started as a calculated planetary assault now felt like a descent into chaos. The command bridge of the flagship was a flurry of activity, with officers reporting unexplained anomalies. Weapons wouldn't fire, navigation systems displayed conflicting data, and crew members began to complain of disorientation and paranoia. The fleet's movements became erratic. Vessels that attempted to regroup would inexplicably lose power or vanish entirely, leaving only faint echoes on sensors. Panic spread among the Draconian ranks as reports of ships disappearing mid-battle came in rapid succession. Captains described seeing flashes of light or distortions in space before their vessels ceased transmitting. It was as though something beyond their comprehension was dismantling their forces one by one. From the surface, humanity watched in both awe and confusion. What had started as a desperate resistance now appeared to be turning in their favor through means they couldn't fully understand. Observers noted strange phenomena in the sky: bright pulses, auroras shimmering in unnatural patterns, and sudden shifts in atmospheric pressure. The planet itself seemed to be responding to the invasion in ways that defied explanation. On board the remaining Draconian ships, fear reached a fever pitch. Logs recovered later revealed that crew members believed they were being hunted by an unseen force. Some spoke of hearing whispers in their native tongue, others of feeling an oppressive presence invading their minds. Despite their advanced technology, they were powerless to identify or counter these occurrences. Attempts to flee only made matters worse. Ships that tried to break orbit experienced catastrophic failures, their engines spontaneously overloading or their hulls fracturing as though subjected to immense external pressure. The flagship's commander, once a symbol of unshakable authority, now barked frantic orders to retreat, his voice laced with desperation. His commands went unheeded as the fleet splintered, each ship fighting for its own survival. Earth's forces, initially overwhelmed by the scale of the invasion, found themselves in an unexpected position of advantage. As Draconian ships faltered and vanished, humanity pressed the attack, targeting weakened vessels with precision strikes. Despite this, The bulk of the fleet's losses came not from human ingenuity but from the inexplicable events unfolding in real time. Within hours, the once mighty armada was reduced to fragments. The flagship itself became the final casualty, its hull buckling under the strain of gravitational forces that should not have existed in low orbit. As its ruins plummeted toward the ocean, the remaining Draconian vessels, now fewer than a dozen, fled into hyperspace. They did not attempt to regroup. For the first time in their empire's history, they had no intention of returning. And then silence. The skies cleared, the strange phenomena ceased, and Earth stood victorious. But the true cause of the Draconian fleet's disappearance remained a mystery. To the galaxy it was unthinkable. To humanity it was both a triumph and an enigma. Something had intervened, something beyond comprehension, and it had saved the Earth in a way no one could explain. In the aftermath of the battle, Earth stood in stunned silence, its people grappling with the enormity of what had occurred. The Draconian fleet, a force so feared across the galaxy, had been reduced to nothing more than scattered debris and a handful of survivors fleeing into hyperspace. Yet, the true nature of their defeat remained shrouded in mystery. Scientists and military analysts pored over the data, searching for answers, but the evidence defied logic. One theory began to gain traction. Earth's unique properties, its magnetic field, atmospheric composition, and gravitational quirks, had interacted with the Draconians' advanced technology in ways that no one could have anticipated. The planet itself had seemingly become a weapon, disrupting their systems on a fundamental level. Superconducting research facilities had indeed amplified the planet's electromagnetic activity, but the effects had far exceeded anything humanity had planned. More unsettling was the growing body of anecdotal evidence from both human and Draconian accounts. Survivors described sensations of being watched, an oppressive presence that seemed to emanate from the planet itself. Some speculated that Earth was more than just a physical entity. It was alive in ways that science had yet to understand. The whispers of a psychic field or collective consciousness began to surface, a force born from the planet's biosphere and humanity's will to survive. Galactic observers, who had watched the battle unfold from afar, were equally baffled. The disappearance of the fleet sent shockwaves through the galaxy, altering the balance of power overnight. The Draconian Empire, long considered unstoppable, was crippled by the loss of its flagship armada. Other civilizations, some of which had been on the brink of surrender to the Draconians, now saw hope. The question on everyone's mind was the same. What had Earth done? Speculation spread like wildfire. Some believed Earth had harnessed forbidden technology, a relic of an ancient and forgotten race. Others suggested divine intervention, a punishment from the gods for the Draconians' hubris. Whatever the explanation, Earth's reputation transformed from that of a backwater planet to a potential galactic superpower. Fear and respect intertwined in the minds of alien leaders, who now viewed humanity with a mix of caution and reverence. For humanity, the victory was bittersweet. The cost of the battle had been immense, with cities left in ruins and countless lives lost. Yet, there was a sense of unity and purpose that had emerged from the ashes. Nations vowed to rebuild, not just their homes but their understanding of the cosmos. Humanity's scientists began to explore the anomalies that had turned the tide of the battle, seeking to unlock the secrets of their planet's hidden potential. As the galaxy recalibrated around this new reality, humanity stood at a crossroads. The Draconian Empire would not remain weakened forever, and other forces in the galaxy might one day challenge Earth's newfound status. But for now, there was hope that the same resilience, ingenuity, and mystery that had saved Earth would guide its people into a future where they were no longer prey but a force to be reckoned with. The story of Earth's triumph would echo across the stars, a testament to the extraordinary power of a species that refused to surrender.